Rob, Brentford away on Saturday. How much are you and the boys looking forward to it?
We are. I mean, recognising it's a really difficult game. Brentford are a brilliant team. Really, what they've done over the last few years is they deserve a lot of credit for it. And well coached, very well organised, really clear in what they do with and without the ball. Yeah, it's a really difficult challenge, but of course we're one we're looking forward to. We're in a decent moment. We're playing pretty well. We know we can improve. We're still working hard to do that. We've had a good week's training, so looking forward to it.
You mentioned training there. How's it been in the camp this week after a great win last week?
Good, but focused. No one getting carried away. It's nice. It's been a good vibe, but there's been a good vibe before that. It's important that we keep that. Overall our performances in general have been pretty good. The lads have always given everything and been really, really committed. So it's not like I can come in and, even if we've lost, be anything but positive around the group, because the players are with it and engaged and trying to implement what we want to do. So this week's been no different, but it's nice after a win, of course.
How do you assess Thomas Frank as a manager at Brentford?
Yeah, I think he's top. Yeah, I think he's excellent. The job he's done there, he deserves a lot of credit. Every year they've improved, they get better. It's good because they've had consistency now, consistent way of playing, consistent messages from him, his staff. But you work a certain way. They've been able to bring in better players and just continue to improve. And I think he's right up there. He really is. He's very, very good.
Issa Kabore missed out last weekend. How is he?
Issa's good. Obviously we have to follow the concussion protocol, and we did. And he's been back into training, so he's eligible for the squad, which is good.
And how do you see the squad, particularly in the wing-back position, with him coming back, improving that?
Well, we need him. Alfie came off in the last game. We got good options there because Chio can go there, and we've got a number of players. Brownie could always do it. Gilo can always go on the other side, but we've got some good wingers that can play in those positions. So I think we've got a good competition there, but it's great to have people who are actually more full-backy as well, especially when you go away from home. So it's good to have him back.
And how are the other players getting with their developments and getting back into the team?
Good. Sammy and Potsy have been training fully now for a couple of days. Not quite ready for the match day squad. It'd be silly to push them and put them straight in after only a few days of full training. But they've been ticked off and signed off, and they're ready to go now. So we can really start pushing them, and we'll be seeing them in the squad soon, I'm sure, which is really good news. Mads and Berkey are doing really well as well, out on the grass and pushing hard. So they're only a week or two away as well, which is great news. So some real positives. Corley's been out on the grass as well, a little bit behind some of those lads. We've been managing one or two this week. It's not been a perfect week. There's been one or two that are feeling things as always after a hard-fought game. So we'll have to see how a couple of people are. Marv being one, Alfie coming off being another as well. So there's a couple that we'll have to see, but we're hopeful.
And how important is it, when you mention players like Potsy and Sambi, how important is it to get that balance right in bedding them back in and not rushing them?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's really key because you can go from, if you go from nothing or just training, and we work hard in the training, but it's hard to replicate a Premier League game. We try to over the course of a week, and there's a real plan there with what we try and do, but the intensity in these games, as we all know and have all seen now, is very, very high. So we just need to make sure they're 100% right and ready before we put them in, and we will do.
And how important is that squad depth going into what is a busy December and January period?
Well, this is like an EFL month, isn't it now? And but we're just playing against the best teams in the world, so we're going to have to make sure we've got all the bodies around us and be ready. We're going to have to make some changes in the squad, to starting lineups, I think, to keep a freshness, to keep it right, to look after people, to try and win games of football. We're going to need to be able to run and work really, really hard. And it's good. I feel like we've got a motivated group at the moment. You can see that with the subs when they come on. There's people that are changing games, which is great, and you need that. So we've got a competitive group. We've got lads who are really, banging the door down, desperate to play, and they're going to get opportunities over this month because there's 7 games, and we're going to need everyone.
You touched on Marv earlier, and he played 2 90-minute games for Zimbabwe in the last break. What was it that he did, and how is he, just in a bit more detail?
He's feeling his knee. His knee was a bit swollen, and obviously we've had the necessary scans, and he has. We're not too concerned. We don't think it's too serious at all. We've got him out on the grass this week, but it's going to be a little bit down to how he feels as well. Marv's a really committed player, and when he plays 100%. And we've got to, and he, not just us, he's got to be sure that he can play the way Marv plays. So we're not too concerned that it's going to be a long-term one, which is great news first and foremost. But it's a knee and some swelling there, and he wasn't comfortable. So we've got to make sure that he's right before putting him back in.
Time stuff.